Welcome to This Week in Missouri Politics. We are on our college tour. This week we're at the Missouri State University in beautiful Springfield, Missouri with the president of Missouri State University. Thank you so much for the time. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for being on campus.
So, Dr. Williams, tell me, Conference USA, what a big leveling up.
It's been great. It's been a lot of fun the last few weeks. We started out at USC, which is a big-time opponent.
Yep.
Probably struggled a little bit there, but that was, that came to reality. It was fun to watch the kids.
Made great money, I assume, in Southern California,
Oh,
right?
of course. That was our payout game. And then we went to Marshall. I mean, Marshall had a 15-0 home opener winning streak, and now they're 15-1. So going there was a lot of fun.
But again, when you talk about that USC game, Missouri State is a much more valuable opponent now. I mean, a lot of schools had to build up with some of these things. That's a long-term plan, right?
Yeah.
But that is one of the great things. Now, you guys are a bigger ticket item to go play schools like USC.
Yeah, we would never had that opportunity before, and the hospitality, the fans. You walk into the Coliseum, you got your bearware. It's a little intimidating, but fans would come up and say, is this really your first FBS game? I'm like, yeah. I said, that's great. We're honored to be that. And when we came out, we had lost and our tail between our legs a little bit, and they said, you scored 13 on us. You guys are going to be a great team, and it was great.
But all over the United States of America, it was USC, Missouri State University on the lower third for a few seconds of every TV in America at some point that weekend. That is to me, the proof of a leveling up.
That's right. That's right.
Tell me what else Conference USA has meant to Missouri State.
So, looking at this game this week, SMU. So we were leading 10-0, and we were on CBS Sports, but there was a delay between Purdue and USC. So we were on the big show for a minute there. People were seeing, and it is leveling up. It's looking at everything on our campus, from academics, from student success, through being able to reach out to more students. Our goal is to educate as many students as possible. We have in our new strategic plan, we've got a goal of 30,000 students by 2030. People are saying, is that a financial? No, we want to make as many Missourians' lives change as possible.
So now tell me where you're at now in 2025.
Right now, we're just below 27,000 students as a system.
I love the fact, though, you have a plan to get there. And I firmly believe the excitement around athletics, I know it's not all about athletics, but boy, is there a better recruiter than to see Missouri State on the TV of every ESPN watcher in the country?
I don't think there is. I think that we have had more hype the last few weeks because of USC, Marshall, than SMU. This place, we're sitting where Tailgate Bear Village was, and it was packed, and people were excited. Stadium was packed. It was close to a sellout. We had about 2,000 tickets left, but the student section was just jam-packed. Tailgate was jam-packed. The community, if you look at our social media feeds, the airport, the city, we're doing all these fun spoofs of, let's get out and support the Bears.
And I will tell you this, around the state of Missouri, you knew who was a Bear right now.
That's right.
The chest is out a little further. You can tell who is a Missouri State Bear and who maybe went somewhere else. But to me, that is another part of that pride. And I firmly believe the more high profile your alumni are, the more a cousin, a friend, a nephew, a niece are going to want to come here to Missouri State.
That's right. We believe that. You see it across all the universities that have gone up to FBS. They've had an increase in enrollment. They have an increase in visibility. So we're expecting that.
It's a big part of the college. And I know the key to college experience is cracking those books and studying.
That's right.
But I think it's a big part of that experience, too, that campus life and that enthusiasm.
It really is. If you saw our kids and how many came out, we've never had that side packed, except for when Cliff Smart opened it. He said he would crowd surf, and they packed the house, and he had to crowd surf. He'll never do that again. He told me. I think he did not enjoy that as much as he thought he would. But we had so many fans there, and then we had our Pride Band reunion. We have just under 400 students in our Pride Band.
Wow.
We had over 280 alumni that came, and after the fifth quarter, they played out there and they twirled their flags. They played the music, played the fight song. It was electric. But everybody wants to come back and feel that.
Yeah. So let me talk about a piece of legislation you passed.
Okay.
You've not only had a winning year on the football field so far, you had a winning year in the legislature.
We did.
You're now able to offer degrees that before, I'll be honest with you, when this bill first was brought up, I was like, yeah, okay, fine. And it's sort of like the naming bill. Everybody's like, that's never going to happen. Senator Hough fought and dealed and worked and toiled. And tell us about this new degree bill and what degrees you're going to be able to offer now here at Missouri State.
So we were authorized a few years ago to offer the clinical doctorates, which is your physical therapy, your occupational therapy, et cetera. but we couldn't offer PhDs. And we had heard from our alumni that a lot of our alums that were here were saying, you know, I have to go to Arkansas, I have to go to Illinois, I want to get this PhD or that PhD. And so when I came here, there was a group that was organized by Tom Strong called the Missourians Improving Higher Education. And they came to me my third day on the job and they said, you know, do you believe that you need PhDs at Missouri State? And I said, absolutely. This is about Missouri. This is not about a certain institution. This is about an opportunity to offer degrees that Missourians need and to decrease those workforce shortages. And so we fought like crazy this year, and we got it through.
Tell folks about Tom Strong. What an amazing person in the community.
Yeah, he's a local attorney. He's 94 years young, and he does more for this school, and he is smart, he is sharp. He also travels with our football team to every game, and where I sometimes go up to the suite and enjoy myself, he stands before the game, through the entire game, through the end, gets on the plane, flies with the bus. 94 years old, stands the whole time. He's just an incredible person, but he has given so much to this university, his time, his resources, his intellect, and he really led the charge on this, Missouri's Improving Higher Education. He saw the need for this and he went after it, put his resources behind it as well.
Where do you go next?
With PhDs? So we just hired a new provost, Dr. Clorinda Phillips. She came from the Texas A&M system. We are looking at what are the degrees that we need to offer for Missouri. And so, as you know, the legislators...
Those degrees you talked about are occupations, I would assume once they probably are already working when they take their PhD. Once they come out, there are people ready to hire those folks.
Absolutely.
Those are in-demand degrees.
That's exactly right. And with these PhDs, that's what we're going to identify. What's the in-demand degrees? What are the PhDs? We're not just going to offer a PhD to offer a PhD.
Yeah.
We want it to improve Missouri.
Well, I mean, to me, you don't need a philosophy PhD, right?
No.
Those aren't, not that that's not a very valuable thing.
Right.
Maybe not quite as in demand as occupational therapy and stuff like that.
Correct. Those are clinical degrees, like a philosophy degree. Like I have a philosophy in curriculum and instruction, where I use that where, you know, when I went to Northern Iowa, built 4 programs, Indiana State built 22, built over 200 programs. That was in demand because they needed somebody to know how to build curriculum.
Sure.
So those are the programs we're going to look at of what's going to affect the workforce.
So let's talk about, you just dedicated a hall to former Senator Roy Blunt.
Yeah.
What an amazing Missourian, and how proud are the people in Greene County that Roy Blunt was the United States Senator from Missouri, but from Greene County.
That's right. And he got us over $50 million for Blunt Hall. I mean, it's incredible the impact that this one facility, it serves over 9,000 students, this one facility in a semester. And it's from general education, but in the sciences, from science labs to math. It's just changed everything. Now we bring students on here and they see state-of-the-art facilities. We wouldn't have been able to do that without him. But also the state of Missouri. I mean, they donated $39 million as well. So
to me, it is such a testament to what one person can do. You talk about politics and everybody focuses on all the rancor and the partisanship in the division, and that's all true. And the time we're in right now, you could say it's Trump, but I think it's really social media. Everybody's got something awful to say about everybody.
Yeah.
Roy Blunt is a man that lived in that time and did so much good. And Republican, Democrat, I don't think it matters. If you don't respect what Roy Blunt did for this state, I just don't think it's a serious person. What an impact that man left.
Yeah. You see his name everywhere. And that's
for a reason.
When I came here last year for the first time and I saw Blunt, I wanted to know who is Roy Blunt. And I heard we were finishing up Roy Blunt Hall. Now that I've met him several times, he's just an unbelievable individual. Done a lot of good for Missouri.
Strategic plan just got announced.
Yes.
What's that say about the future?
So it says a lot about our future. What I really like about this plan is we created it, meaning the faculty, staff, students, legislators were involved, stakeholders, business leaders, and we named it Igniting Opportunity. We have 5 main goals, focusing on academic innovation and opportunities, just like the PhD and the degree authorization. We're focusing a lot on the people here. We want to make sure this is the institution of choice for faculty and staff. Right now, our faculty they stay for 20, 30, 40 years. We have one faculty that's been here 45 years, still a tremendous asset. The student experience, branding and identity is really important for us. And then community and economic development, we really want to continue the partnerships there. It will reinvent this university, but it's also going to serve the community.
You know, it does feel like Missouri State had this huge run of success.
Yeah.
And really, I think you charted back to the name change.
Yeah.
And then it took a little while. The economy was down, not a lot, but really coming out of when the economy started to grow again after the last recession, it just feels like Missouri State's been taking steps and steps and steps. And now you got this new opportunity to give these degrees. It kind of does feel like the right time to come up with a new plan. I bet if you looked at the old plan, you've checked a lot of that stuff off. Now it's probably time for a new vision.
Absolutely. When I came in here, President Smart had done a tremendous job. You looked at the plan, what's left? There's nothing left. And you're exactly right. There's been a lot of momentum. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Missouri State. I didn't want a fixer-upper. I wanted something that was on the move, and President Smart had really led to a university that was really moving forward momentum. They were excited, but there was all this other potential. And so that's what I really wanted to do, is focus on that.
You made a few new hires to come in to kind of augment your team for the new administration. Tell me about some of those hires.
So we hired Clorinda Phillips, who I mentioned before. She's a provost out of Texas A&M. She's going to lead our academic affairs. She's been a provost 3 different times. She comes in, she has experience. All these hires, I looked for 3 things. 1, experience. 2, expertise, and 3, they got to fit Missouri. If you don't fit Missouri, we can't have you. Dr. Dawn Medley, we just hired as our Vice President for Enrollment Management. She's from Missouri. She's a Missourian, but she just came out of Drexel University. She's got 25 years experience for enrollment management. Going to address the enrollment cliff. What can we do to better serve these students? Jamie Birch came out of the governor's office. She's my new chief of staff. Very fortunate to get her. She was the chief policy analyst for Governor Kehoe and Governor Parson, and she has been great. We also hired about a year ago Patrick Ransdale, who is our new athletic director. He has made all this happen. I mean, he has really helped us transition into Conference USA.
What a great time to come in and be the new athletic director.
Oh my gosh.
When you're coming up into this FBS, that is an amazing opportunity. You mentioned a lot of the things. I've watched you very careful to give credit. I always thought that's the mark of a leader. You own the blame, you give all the credit. You've credited the legislature many times. Tell folks about your relationship with Mike Kehoe.
Oh, he is a tremendous leader. I've really appreciated his honesty and what he's doing, and he has a good vision. He comes here all the time. He came to the State of the State here on campus. Then he came to the groundbreaking of the Alliance for Healthcare Education, came to Blunt Hall.
I figured he might be here for Blunt Hall.
I mean, he's been here 3-4 times in the last month. He's willing to come. I just love that, because he shows our students that he cares about Missouri State University.
And you've credited this legislature many times when we talk about the projects and the momentum at Missouri State. Tell me about your relationship with the legislature.
Oh, the legislators, especially our local legislators, they go to bat for us. They understand what we're doing here at Missouri State. They offer advice. They go to war for us on the Hill, testifying for the degree authorization. They were there for us. They gave us hints and opportunities to really share our story and why this should happen. And they really care about Springfield. And that's what's nice, is they'll show up to games, they'll show up to arts, they'll show up to different events. They really care about the university. So I feel like our relationship with the legislature is really strong.
Well, I think you can look around and see the fruits of that success everywhere on campus.
Absolutely.
Dr. Williams, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for the hospitality. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
We're going to be right back with our panel of some of those local Springfield area legislators after this.
For more than a century, the St. Louis Carpenters Union has shaped our communities. Through trusted alliances, we deliver skilled professional craftspeople, while our business partners provide the kind of quality jobs that keep our economy humming. It's a blueprint that has worked since 1882. Turning Missouri into a right-to-work state stalls progress, wipes out jobs, and kills momentum. Right to work is wrong for everyone. Let's keep Missouri moving forward. Visit carpdc.org to learn more.
You know, Missouri farmers have been doing what's best for their land for generations. After all, no one knows what it takes to feed and fuel a growing global population better than they do. So why are trial lawyers threatening Missouri farmers' best defense against weeds? Our farmers don't need to be controlled. They need to be supported. Keep glyphosate in our state. Show your support at TakeControlMissouri.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Missouri farmers.
Missouri's childcare crisis is hurting our children, families, and even our economy. Currently, 78 Missouri counties are designated as childcare deserts, where the number of kids needing childcare exceeds the number of available options. Today, some Missouri families are spending more on childcare than housing, and Missouri's childcare shortage costs our economy $1.35 billion every year. Missouri families and businesses deserve better. Learn more at mochampionofchildren.com.
Some politicians claim cockfighting is a proud tradition, but is it really something to be proud of? Cockfighting isn't just cruel to animals, it's cruel to humans. It's linked to organized criminal activity, illegal gambling, even drug trafficking. Leading law enforcement and Christian groups have spoken out and are urging a stop to the violence. But some politicians want to give cockfighters a pass. Keep cockfighting out of our state.
We have a severe weather alert to report here. The storm is also bringing the threat of damaging winds and large hail.
Here's the thing. When storms bear down, we step up.
Ready to begin?
You bet.
Our teams are always ready to keep your power strong. Ameren.com/poweron.
Welcome back to This Week in Missouri Politics here on the campus of Missouri State University in Springfield. We are joined by my man, Bill Owen. Thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you.
Stephanie Hein, legislator here in Springfield. Thank you for joining us. And former division director here.
Yeah, that's right.
Pointed out the building we built. Love that.
Right behind there.
And Senator Lincoln Hough, thank you so much for making the
Scott,
time.
good to be here and glad you came down.
Well, I mean, you bought money for half the place. I figured we should
We should probably be around, spend a little bit of time here. It's good, it's nice.
Let's talk about the big news, though.
Sure.
I know college is about reading and studying. I get that in academics. Joining Conference USA, though, has got to be some validation. You spent 20 years of your life working in Greene County, helping this university. It really is a sign of a leveling up.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it puts us on a different plane.
Yeah.
Honestly, we've actually started out good season, beat Marshall, hung in with SMU the first half, and really there was a couple of little errors, but
You got paid at USC.
those are things that can be corrected. I mean, the guys are out here practicing right now. I mean, things are good. Things look good around here.
It is kind of neat to watch the progression of the university, and to me, of course, the academics are what's
Sure,
but the athletics are real. I think I've watched people that went to Missouri State the last few weeks. They put their
kind of
chest out
puff up a little bit. And we're like,
little
hey,
bit.
things are going well.
You've been here a long time.
I have.
You've got this. Really, when you've been here, if you chart back your time here, it's watched this university do nothing but improve.
Absolutely. And so exciting to be here now and see its growth. And you're right, going up in division and seeing our teams perform at a different level and have our commercials run at the same time that an SMU commercial is running. That's huge. Love that.
It is, it is big when you look at the lower third of a screen and you see Missouri State on there. That I understand it's not an exact science, but I firmly believe kids looking to go to school somewhere, they view this university as on par and a bigger deal because of that.
And that's why schools do what they do,
To spend the money to get into this rarefied air that we're talking about here.
And tell me about the community. I mean, I've talked about the tailgates. We've talked about the excitement. It feels like the city of Springfield is really leaning into this new athletics adventure in Conference USA.
Well, in my case, I have a much longer perspective. I literally grew up about 4 blocks from where we're right here, and the end of campus was just past the end of the stadium here. There was a brick street there, and that was the end of Missouri State Teachers College. And now you look at not only the main campus here, but you go downtown to what we call Brick City, and the expansion of the university is just dramatic, And then with the athletic piece, I think what it's really done is it's really separated Missouri State from the other traditional regional universities.
Yeah. Well, it feels like the mission has changed over time. The mission was a regional, like I said, teachers college. And it's grown and grown and grown to where it's absolutely one of the marquee universities, and as far as public universities, I think it's taken its firm position as the second one in the state with a tremendously bright future.
Absolutely. I mean, our students get jobs here. I mean, my students, whenever I was head, we had a 95% placement rate for jobs. I mean, we're relevant, we're impactful for our community, we're one of the top employers in the Springfield region, and we service the other top employers that are in the region, healthcare, education. We are a cornerstone of the community.
I like the fact that when you talk to somebody that's involved, represents Missouri State, an alumni, they're positive.
Yeah.
There's a momentum that you can feel of things going well.
So it was built on, in my opinion, it was built on leadership, from our past president, Cliff Smart, but now President Biff Williams. I mean, there are good things happening here. I mean, Bill, you mentioned, the university ending over here on this brick street. it's a good thing that we have outgrown a city block.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had to go downtown
Yeah.
to Brick City and build out down there. I mean, that shows you the growth that has already happened in the last, 20, 25, I mean, in your case, I guess 72 years.
You had to throw that number
I mean,
had to throw that number in there, didn't
my
you?
numbers, I used to be.
I like that Biff Williams, when I interviewed him earlier,
Yeah.
he come in and he said, I wanted to go to a place that was not a rebuild, that was on the upswing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I he really did.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's on the upswing. I mean, like I said, we've talked athletics, talked to students. I mean, Stephanie's got a good perspective on the academic side. My younger brother taught here for years. My dad was the dean of the College of Education and, Hill Hall for years and years. So, I mean, yeah, we're proud of this institution and proud of what we do here.
So let's talk about a bill that, gosh, I watched you work harder on this piece of legislation than I ever have anything I've ever seen. The bill to offer these clinical degrees.
Oh, yeah.
First, explain what that is.
Well, it just offered, it's giving the opportunity, and the coordinating board for higher ed still signs off on the availability of these PhD programs, but it expands the educational offerings for Missouri State. And really, it's not about Missouri State, it's about the workforce. It's about the next generation of workforce having the opportunities to study what they want to study and get the degrees in impactful fields that, Stephanie and Bill, know all about.
And when you do that recruitment, I guess it's got to help that right here on this campus, you can start your first day of freshman year and have your PhD graduation here on the same campus.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean that. I don't know I've ever seen you work as hard over time to get this done.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I mean, we've done a lot of things through the years, I-70. I mean, I don't know how many other,
Honestly,
got
I
billion-dollar, infrastructure
I
projects.
feel like you had to work harder on this bill than 70. I'm not
yeah,
sure.
but I mean,
It's a big deal.
Not about me and the work that I did. I mean, we had collaboration from House members, other senators. I mean, University of Missouri came to the table and said, we're okay if we do it this way. And that's how the process. See, this process played out like a normal process where we brought something up and then we talked about it, and then we negotiated it, and we might have even had to bring it back again.
You mentioned something. You had to bring University of Missouri to the table on this, or you wouldn't have happened. There was a way you had to bring them to the table and come up with some way to move forward. I do think that's an important part of this. This is something that's needed for the state.
Give Moonshoy,
Yeah.
obviously, and you got to give. I mean, even though he looked like he wanted to jump off a bridge half a session, you got to give Dusty Schneiders
Absolutely.
some credit
Absolutely.
for continuing to work with us on this to get it to a point where everybody was in a good spot.
Now that you've got gray in your beard, you can remember when everyone hated Missouri at the Capitol, and Dusty Schneiders has changed that.
Dusty has done a good job.
So tell me what this looks like. When do these degree programs get up? I know the coordinating board's got to meet.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
the timeline on actually starting to educate.
I think there's a handful of them that can happen fairly soon.
You have fans?
Good timing, guys. Right? No, I think we'll see a marked change in the degree offerings in the next few years.
And that's a 3-4 year.
Probably. I mean,
I would say probably 2-year process. I mean, I was talking to the science faculty earlier this week, and they are already making plans to put together their degree plans. They are dead set on being the first one.
They got to be excited, right? It's got to be, yeah.
They are thrilled. They have great facilities now that they can have PhD students in, and they are so thrilled and see the potential for what they can do. And they do great work.
Tell folks about Representative Owen about Blunt Hall.
Well, I remember it as Temple Hall. And I was at Stephanie the other day.
Are you going to say you remember this as the Northwest Territories next?
Oh, no.
So when we came into the Union, see,
Before the Louisiana Purchase.
what was happening?
When I was in college, I always was like, I wonder what it would be like to take a class over at Missouri State. So I actually did. I took a summer school class in American history just to see the difference between a larger school and the smaller school that I went to. And we met in Temple Hall, and this would have been somewhere around 73, 74. It was a pit back then.
Yeah.
And, as it's well known, I mean, refrigerators are just sitting out in the hallways, and there's no backup energy. So if it goes down, anything that you got in the refrigerators toast.
Yeah.
So to see what has developed, and when you think about the price tag on that, it was a big one. Yeah. And for Cliff and Biff to piecemeal this thing out and find different funding sources, some from the state, some from the feds through Roy Blunt and what have you, we made the thing happen, and the final piece is now getting ready to be under construction here pretty soon, and it'll be quite a structure when it's all said and done.
What an amazing footprint Roy Blunt has left
Oh, absolutely.
on this state, but specifically this campus.
Absolutely. I mean, he knew how to secure money and bring it home and do the right things for our state. And I know this institution is grateful for the work that he's done, as is our city. You'll see his name across the city and across our state. And I could not be more proud to have him as a senator. He did some really good things for us.
As you come to the last year in the Senate,
Mhm.
it's got to be things like this. I mean, I know the state was a major player in places like Blunt Hall.
Sure.
That has to be rewarding to walk in your hometown and see things that you were able to play, in many cases, the leading role in making happen.
We've had a good run. I mean, we have. I mean, Southwest Missouri, Springfield specifically, but really the state as a whole. And I mentioned, the past leadership, but talk about leadership. Governor Parson.
Yeah.
The focus that he had, his entire administration on infrastructure and workforce development. I mean, I remember the first speech he ever gave, and those were the top two things he was talking about, and he stayed true to that.
Other than the last two things, his last
exactly,
two, yeah.
Exactly. And I think those are the transformative differences for communities, right? Those are the projects. Yeah, we're on Missouri State, and it's a beautiful campus, and the work that's been done here is incredible, but it's bigger than that, right? Like the jobs that we do in that building, I like to remind people, they're bigger than us. They're about setting people up for success in the future. And that's what I've enjoyed doing.
Those were priorities that were really easy to get behind, right? From a bipartisan perspective, those were priorities that both Democrats and Republicans could get behind, and they just made sense.
Feels like the sweet spot is there's going to be kids learning in that building that really don't know who you are or how anything happened.
Absolutely.
Their lives are going to be better because of the work you did.
Absolutely. And that's something that I cherish. I cherished that whenever I worked here. I cherish it now and what I can do for them in the future. It is something that you have to step back and realize this is the fulfilling part of the work that we do.
And you could kind of feel that. It's nice when you have a tangible thing like that Blunt Hall. You can look back and say, that actually took a lot of collaborative work. A lot of folks came together. But when it's done, what a great thing.
Absolutely. Makes you proud.
Kind of makes you proud. We better be proud. We were wrap up. We got a minute left. Who won the week?
Ooh, I'm gonna say the people of Missouri, because at least for right now, the government is out of session. I mean, until like the next special.
Yeah, I started saying.
Yeah, like till October.
A lot of
maybe do like a Halloween
happening. Yeah,
we'll do a Halloween
a
special.
Thanksgiving one.
Yeah, might as well.
You better a Christmas pageant. Who won the week?
So I'm going to say the faculty who are going to have the opportunity to teach students in Blunt Hall. We never thought we were going to get that project done. It was a dream of my former boss for 40 years, and it brought tears to my eyes whenever we had that dedication this week.
Who won the week?
Missouri State. To be at another event while the football game's going on, kind of checking with my phone and looking at the end of the first quarter, and it's 10-0 Missouri State over SMU. I'm pinching myself going, no, I got to wake up. I got to be somewhere.
I love it. I love it. I am going to say a dear friend of mine, Mark Habas. I got to be with Senator Hough, former Senator McKenna, the governor, Lifetime Achievement Award from the IFF to Mark Habas for the work he did for the firefighters all around the state. One of my personal heroes. He wins every week. Mark, congratulations. You deserve it. We will be back here on our college tour next week from University of Missouri here on This Week in Missouri Politics.
This Week in Missouri Politics is sponsored by the Missouri Automobile Dealers Association, Ameren, Spire, the United Electric Cooperative, and the Missouri Association of Career Fire Protection Districts.